Hello fellow humans, today I want to have a look at the T124. Does it need a buff? I do think so, because it's a weird hybrid between heavy tank and tank destroyer that doesn't quite work that greatly. Obviously the hit points are completely in the bin, given it is a tank destroyer. The armor isn't great. You can pen this thing up here very easily. You can penetrate the sides of the turret. Lower plate's a weak spot as well. The gun, however, is very good, 3000 DPM. 295 AP penetration, 640 alpha damage, 0.3 accuracy, that is pretty good. However, only 6 degrees of gun depression, and a powder weight ratio of 16. If you compare that to its, well, closest competitor, the E3, it has the very similar gun with 100 less DPM. However, it does have more gun depression, and it does have a significant amount of armor more that the E4 doesn't have, even though it is slightly slower. You can still use a special speed boost, though, to make it about as fast. Now, the 90-degree turret to either side might be helpful, but how helpful is it? I would still buff it. So, let's get into a battle. It's a replay. Why is it a replay? Because Nvidia decided to change to my bad microphone again randomly, because thank you very much, Nvidia. They can sell a graphics card for $2,000, but they can't fix their crappy software. Anyway, so, the E4 is a tank that is very questionable, because it tries to be a heavy tank, it tries to be a tank destroyer, it can't do either of them. What is also questionable are high rank players, as you will see later. That's another thing I would love to add to the, well, Book of Stupidity. We already have camoless, player underscore, no clan. We can now add high rank to the, well, list of this teammate is most likely useless. So, and this helps a lot as well, this mentality of, if you have a useless teammate, if you know that that guy is very likely to be useless, then you're going to play a lot more careful. Because if you play in a 6v7, you have to be a lot more careful than you play a 7v7, so you're going to do a lot better. If you simply assume that half of your team is incompetent, that they don't know what the hell they're doing. Because if you do that, then you yourself are going to be a lot more careful, and ideally do better. Now, here's an 183. That's just a replay bug. I did hit him. I don't know what's happening. I have a lot of server packet loss somehow on the EU server, which is not great, but anyway. It's only on the EU server. Also, if you watched my last video, peak fast, because the faster you peak, the better you do. Now, here we have a camping 4005 sitting in a corner like a bitch. Now, that's what the 4005 is good at. Sitting in a corner, peeking out when you're reloading, and then doing that. I was full HP, now I am not. There are people that are gonna call the 4005 OP, but is the tank really OP if you can only do one thing? It is not. So, at this point, the E100 is still not very competent, which is bad for him. And at this point, the Minotauro is gonna try to fight the 4005. However, it's our level 44 Minotauro, which means he's gonna die. So, spoiler alert, he is very much gonna die there. Now, I'm gonna have a quick peek here, see if someone pushes, and there is the E3. I try to take a quick snapshot. I don't know what's wrong with the replay, and there you go. Minotauro's dead. And he didn't kill 4005, even though he's a one-shot now. So, cool. This game is frustrating, but nothing really happens now. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just run away. And, yeah. I didn't pen again. And now we're gonna go forward. And now, we're at 2v3. I still 88 hit points because I'm still alive and they're not. Which, you know, is cool. And now at the end, I'm simply gonna sit here in a bush. It's gonna get pretty close though, because while I'm sitting in this bush, someone's gonna blind fire me right in front of me. But should the E4 be buffed? What do you think? Put it in the comments. There you go. That's really close. Should it be buffed? Should you improve it? And what should be improved about the E4, if anything? Put it in the comments. What should it be? Now, I'm obviously not going to do anything. I'm going to drive back, get some range on the 4005, and that's that game. Let's play another one. Let's hope that it works now. Yeah, I'm going to die. Alright, here we go with game number 2. And the biggest mistake you can make at Middleburg is go city. So we're not going to do that. Because ideally, they have, well, 3 fast tanks. I don't really like the distinction between medium tanks and light tanks in World Tanks Blitz because they do the same thing. The only real difference between light tanks and medium tanks is that light tanks keep their camo while moving. That's it. The rest is the same. Like, a Leopard has less armor than a Vickers, so, like... For me, they're the same type of tank, they do the same thing. And that's very much true for Blitz, because there is no spotting role. So, if you consider light tanks and medium tanks as the same thing, it'll be a lot easier. Light tanks are just medium tanks with less armor. So, now, we have one guy in the city who's gonna die. Good for him. So, the good thing is, though, we got less up here, because there's 2 guys in the city. The Batchat's running away as well, which means that there are less guys up here, which means it should be easier to take out them up here. We have an advantage in terms of people, in terms of personnel up here. If the 183 just camps there, we don't. But, I don't like this at all, but we're gonna have to get useful here. We have 2... That is 1 minute, guys! How? How are you this garbage? Okay, let's use the excellent premium penetration here to get through that. There we go. Yeah, being actually mad at teammates is not very beneficial, because the only thing that's gonna get mad is you, and they're not gonna get better. Your team is gonna suck. Accept it. Okay. They're all gonna suck, and even you're gonna suck. We all suck. So, there's different forms of suck. So... And like with suck, the pleasure is always that of the others. Anyway, let's see. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna try to use the STB for cover, but I'm probably gonna get shot here because I have 700 hit points, which is not good. What are you doing, I7? Is that... Like, is that... Does that make sense? It doesn't. Anyway. Hello there, Bobject. That... Some people say is OP. It is not. It only has armor exactly in the front, but that tank is definitely fine. Way better than this one. However, here's the thing. The player is always 80%. Right? If you play an OP tank and you're a horrible player, you're still gonna do absolutely badly. This vehicle, however, it's not really amazing, to be honest. I mean, I'm doing 3.5k again, which is not that impressive, but still. Somehow that pinned. Not. So what do you think? What should be adjusted about this vehicle? I would just buff the cupola on top of the vehicle and be done with it. To give it a bit more of a chance, a bit more competitiveness compared to a E3 or a 60 TP even, which is what this thing is competing with. HE is good too, by the way, as you can see. So, what do you think about the E4? Put it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. See you next one. Goodbye.